Hey everybody, welcome back to Kat's Kitchen. This is the second part of yesterday's video where we're just doing a bunch of freezer meals and a little bit of the pantry challenge to try to clean out our freezers. So yesterday I had cooked some chicken and a round roast in two separate crock pots to make some enchiladas. So today we let them cool down, put them in the refrigerator, and then now this morning I put them back on our crock pots just to get them nice and warmed up again. And now I've already shredded them, and I had some corn on the cob in the freezer, so I wanted to use that as well. So here is our chicken mixture, all nice. And then we have our beef mixture here. So I just divvied up the corn. I believe I had 6 cobs, so it's just 3 and 3 in each of those. And then I made some homemade enchilada sauce. I'll leave that down in the description box for you guys. It's pretty easy to make, or you can buy your own if you like, whatever you want to do. So we have the enchilada sauce, our 2 different meats, and then I just have a bowl of some shredded cheese. You can use whatever cheese you like. I'm just using pepper jack, a little bit of blue cheese I had left over, and then some mozzarella. So let's get rolling here. I have a 13 by 9 pan here that I sprayed, and I have our flour tortillas. You can use corn tortillas if you like, whatever you like best. Just gonna get these out, and then we'll start our little assembly line. Okay, now if you like to put beans in these, you can definitely do that. I guess if you do beans and rice, that's more of like a burrito rather than, what we're doing. But, mix up the flavors and do whatever you like, whatever you and your family enjoy. That's the best part about cooking. So here we go. We're going to get right into it. And I'm just going to show you what we're working with. So I got our these are smaller ones. So what I'm going to do is just make them small, no problem there. And what I like to do is I'm going to alternate the beef and the chicken in our pans. So this one is for us to cook for tonight. And then I have some foil pans if we have any left over, which I think we will, to make some for the freezer as well. And then I also put a little bit of the enchilada sauce in with the meat and mixed it all up. I did do a little bit more seasoning where I took some salt, pepper, onion, garlic powder, and I got that all mixed up. So here we are with our little enchilada. I'm just gonna roll it. I'm not gonna worry about doing the ends. Take it like this, seam side down, and pop it right into your pan. Now I haven't used this pan here, so I'm gonna have to see. I think if I put them in like this, I'll be able to get 2 rows going up like that. So that's what we're gonna try here. Like I said, I'm just gonna alternate our beef and our chicken. I feel like that'll give us a good variety instead of having a whole pan of just the same protein. Then just put a little cheese in there. Give it a roll. These are super easy to make. And then just pop it in our pan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to roll all these out. And then all we do is just pour our enchilada sauce over the top. And you want to do it, usually want to leave the ends out a little bit so they get a little crispy. So you just kind of pour your sauce right down the middle on both lines, on both sides. All right. I'm just making sure there's no bones in the chicken because there were bones. So I'm keeping an eye out for that as well. And then I'll just save a little bit of the sauce. And like I said, the sauce obviously for the top, but as well as some cheese for the top. These are really easy to make, really fun to make. Like I said, if you have a roast in the refrigerator, I'm sorry, in the freezer that you need to use, but maybe you don't want to keep eating a roast, you want something a little different, you can pop that roast in the crock pot, shred it up, and have yourself something a little different. That's what Mark and I like to do. When you go to bake these, we're just going to bake them at 350. I like to thaw out my freezer meals before I cook them, just so that I get a more accurate cook time on them. You can do whatever you want. If you need to cook them from frozen, you can. Just know that it might take a little longer. And if you see, I'm putting like the charred side from, when you get them, you have one that's a little more charred than the other. So I'm just putting that side as the outside one. Let's see, I think we just did chicken, yep. Just alternate these. And the meat was so tender when I took it out of the crock pot. So tender. That's the best way to cook your roasts, even your chicken. It's kind of foolproof, Anybody can do it. Alrighty guys, so that really only took just a few minutes. I have 10 in here, and that's gonna be perfect. So now I'm just gonna take our enchilada sauce and just go right down the middle like I mentioned. And then I'm just gonna spread it out a little bit. I did spray this pan with some Pam before I put these enchiladas in. And you'll see we're just gonna leave the edges exposed so they can crisp up in the oven. Give it a little more sauce. And then we're just gonna put a little bit of cheese on top. So we've got our enchilada sauce on there with the edges exposed. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of cheese on top. And this will be ready to bake. So this will be the one for dinner tonight. Bake on 350 for about 40 to 45 minutes until everything's nice and bubbly and nice and cheesy. I'm gonna grab our other pans that we have so that I can finish up making the rest of these for our freezer meals.